Hi, I'm doing a story time today. My name's Tanzania and I am 19. And that's just a quick fact about myself. And the story time I'm going to be doing today is basically my high school experience. So, my first day of high school, well, let me go back. You know how you have the orientations and you have basically all these things you have to go to before the first day of school. So we went to that and we found out we had a uniform. I've been in uniforms like my whole life, so that didn't really matter, but I'm just a very shy person. So going to a totally new school, it was just kind of iffy for me. Um, so first day of school, took my ID picture, which I hate my ID picture. I had to keep it for 4 years. It was terrible. Um, and after that, went to my first class. I think I had algebra first, and then, or I think I had algebra first. So we go into algebra, you play the games, you're trying to get to know everybody's names. And so that's what we did. You try to get into the order based on your age without talking. So we play all those games. The first day you're just really trying to get to know everybody. Teachers trying to get to know your name. Everybody's trying to get to know you. So as the first week, it's the beginning of the week, the first week ended. Going into the second week, now I'm just very, very shy. I don't know really why I'm so shy, but I'm just a very shy person now. So I don't just go up to people and talk to them. Like, you have to come up to me to talk to me. So a few people came up to me and they tried to start conversations and I responded, but basically I didn't really, it's not that I didn't want to get to know people, it's just that for me it's hard trying to get to know people because I'm too in my head and I'm just very shy about getting to know people. So we had this trip and it was mandatory that everybody had to go on this trip if you were a freshman. So you had to go to the woods for I think a day and a night and the next day. So we went to the woods. We had slept in cabins. I was in a cabin and there was one teacher. Then we had activities we did, a lot of team building activities trying to get us to know each other better. We had, what else do we have? They did s'mores. I didn't go to the s'mores because I didn't really want to go to the trip in the first place, but I had to. So freshman year, it was kind of hard because I I was there, but there was a couple of days where I missed, and that's a totally different story for another time. But it was just keeping up with the work and different people, different teachers, different classes, trying to figure out locker combinations where you're going this time. It was different. And then the lunchroom there was freshmen and juniors or freshmen and seniors. And basically, I hated the school. Sorry to be rude, but I hated the school. Didn't want to go there in the first place, but that's where I ended up having to go. And I don't want to say all the kids, but a lot of the kids, they was like, oh, she's quiet, so let's try to mess with her. Let's try to do stuff and be funny. And I didn't really I don't really, notifications. I try not to really engage and stuff like that. So they would say stuff and I would just keep to myself. I would just kind of keep to myself the entire time. Like, the teachers knew I was quiet. Everybody knew I was quiet. And I mean, there were certain people who try to talk to me, try to be cool and stuff. And I mean, I don't have a problem with being cool, being friends with people. But I just don't like people being fake, if that's what you want to call it. Don't try to be my friend and then you try to talk about me to somebody else. And then a lot of people, they thought because I was so quiet that, oh, she's going to be a punk. She's not going to, say certain stuff. There was this specific time, I think I was a freshman. maybe a sophomore. And this girl, we had to do a project together, and she's like, oh, I want to slap her. And I'm like, who, me? Like, we don't know each other. I don't talk to you. I don't bother you. But you just come out saying you want to slap me. So she was talking to the girl, and she's like smiling, like, oh, she's not going to say anything back. Oh, she's not going to do anything. And I was just like, okay, if you're going to smack me, do it. And she was like, oh, so you think I won? And I'm just like, okay, well, you're talking about it, just do it, like, if that's what you want to do. And she ended up not doing it and being like, and her friend was like, oh, well, you thought she was going to do this, and she told you to do it. You didn't do anything. So, basically, we weren't friends. We didn't, I mean, she said stuff to me, but it wasn't like us trying to be friends. We knew we basically didn't like each other. Then there was another, before I can talk about that, let me talk about these teachers. Now, let me tell you, when I say these teachers were reckless, they were reckless. Like, I don't really want to, well, I'm going to say it, but this would be a whole nother story, so I kind of didn't want to get into it, but I'm going to get into it anyway. So, I basically have sickle cell anemia, the disease. So, I'm in the hospital a lot of times. I'm not, like, there was times where I couldn't be at school because I was in the hospital, or I just couldn't be there because I was sick, I was tired, my legs hurt, or whatever the case may be. So, having that, basically, I'm gonna give a lesson here. Your cells get stuck in your blood, and so it causes pain, and basically you have to take medicine and a whole lot of stuff. So, when I would come to school with my notes, like, teachers would stop me and be like, oh, you're finally here today, or, oh, like, what was this, senior year, skipping ahead, this teacher's like, oh, what's different about today? And this girl was like, what's different about today? And he's like, oh, what's different about today? And she's like, that she's here. So that was a big thing. My mom had to go talk to him. That was a whole other thing. Like, teachers would just be rude for no reason. I had this teacher, back to freshman year, skipping back again. She was just like, I came to her class to ask for work, and she told me basically, this was this whole big thing, that, oh, you're never in my class, you're always rude to me, this, and the other. And I'm like, how am I rude to you? Like, you could ask any of my other teachers. I'm not rude to anybody. Don't really even talk to you, so how am I being rude? So that was a thing. And then, because of the work and a lot of other different stuff, my freshman year I had to go to summer school for 2 classes. Because I don't think I passed the first semester, but the second semester I passed both classes with like an A and a B. And then I passed my summer schools with like an A and a B. So after that, like, I wasn't even worried about those teachers going on to sophomore year. What did I have sophomore year? I don't really remember sophomore year that much. Don't really remember sophomore year that much, so we're going to skip to junior year. Junior year, I was in this program called One Goal. And basically, you stay with these kids for your entire senior and junior year. You're together. Might as well become a family because you're going to see each other a lot. You have a class at the end of the day with each other. And this class basically just help you with college and pretty much. So that teacher was also my history kind of teacher. And he was my favorite teacher at school. Him and my Spanish teacher and my art teacher and my other English teacher, they're kind of my favorite teachers because they're really nice. There were a couple teachers I didn't like, but we just had one goal. It was let's just say I didn't get along with everybody in that class. There were a few people who we were cool with, but we had a trip junior year. We were going to a lot of colleges trying to get you prepared to go to college, and we had a trip. And so on this trip, we picked up this other school, had to bus with this other school, and I ended up sitting next to one of the kids at other school. She got real comfortable, had her pillow, went to sleep, just kind of doing the most. But yeah, so we go on this trip, and it's hot. it's really hot outside. This is an old school. We go into this old dorm. The old dorm smelled like it was old. It did. Um, and there was this girl, and basically both of these girls, I won't say, okay, I would say they didn't like me, I guess. Based on what they've done, I guess they didn't like me. They really, I don't feel like they had a reason to, but basically, we went into this room, like this hall building, I guess, and I don't know whether it was hot or what was going on, but like, you know, you run a long time and you get tired and like you can't really see that well. That's what happened to me. So we went into the room, and I kind of told the teacher, like, I need to sit down, I need to take a break. This isn't working for me. So I still couldn't see. I was walking in this room trying to keep up behind everybody, and I ended up sitting down on this bench, and I couldn't really see, so I just sat down. And basically, this girl was like, oh, she's sitting on your purse. And I'm like, I could hear her saying I'm sitting on my purse. And she's like, oh, yeah, she is. Like, she's sitting on my purse. This, da, 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 da. That's, that, and the other. And I'm like, why is it a big problem? Like, if she had just been like, oh, you want my purse? I would have been like, oh, I'm sorry. But basically, she's like, oh, she on my purse. So now it's a big deal, kind of. And that happened. Then we went outside, and they were like, oh, why does she get to sit down? Why does she get to take breaks? And I mean, I won't say they knew my situation, but most of them kind of, I won't say they knew, but they kind of had an idea of why. So that's kind of junior year. Senior year, prom, graduation. Senior year, that's actually when the other teacher, this is my computer teacher. He kind of said what he said. That was that. Didn't like him anyway, really, because, oh, I'll get into that. So, my senior year, I had music, one goal, English, I think I had a math, and art. My art got switched out for physics. No, my art didn't get switched out. My music ended up getting switched out for computer class, and my computer class ended up getting switched out for my physics class. So, while I was in the computer class, it was like a coding class where you get to make games, create different stuff. I was in that class. I like the class, but the teacher and me, it wasn't gonna work. So, he made his comment. And then, like, after he made his comment, like, he would try to be really nice to me, but I wasn't really feeling it. So, I would only talk to him if I, like, needed help doing something, or if I didn't know how to do something. Like, if I didn't know how you started the code off, or if something wasn't working with the coding, that's the only time I would talk to him. And he even, like, came up to one of my other classes and was like, oh, you're never in my room. You never come here to do extra work. Like, why don't you come in my room? And I'm just like, I'm trying to do work in my Spanish teacher room, because that teacher, she was really nice to me, and I like that teacher. So, and I'm like, you've already made comments where I don't feel comfortable being in your room now, because you want to make comments about my health, basically, and about me not being there, basically. So, I was so happy I got switched out of that class, didn't have to finish it. Then I had physics to take, and it was computer class. Then I had art, Spanish, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna skip ahead. Prom time comes around, you know, everybody's trying to get their dresses, they're going with their dates, and I didn't really talk to anybody at school. Like I said, I'm really shy. I didn't have a prom date. I mean, did I want to go with somebody? I guess, because basically everybody at the school, like, I was so quiet, like, I didn't really know anybody, and like, I didn't really talk to anybody at prom anyway. But getting ready for prom, the day before, prom was on a Saturday, and the Friday before prom, you had to come to the school to get your tickets, and you had to basically spend a whole day at school. You got your tickets last minute at the end of the day. Big line. You had to wait. So